Today we are discussing about tours and travel. We're focusing on the local industry of tours and travel. And joining us is Felix Jones, who is the CEO and founder, Kiimbo Tours. Thank you so much for still sticking with us. All right, and now let's look at technology, because it plays a big part, especially when it comes to improvements, innovation within this particular sector. So from your perspective, how has technology changed local tourism?
From my perspective, technology has changed a lot into this market. For now, it's easier for people to do bookings online. It's not a must you walk into our office. You just enter into our website, www.kimbo.co.ke, and you're able to see various packages that we have. Another thing that technology has impacted about this current affair, like right now, is about booking flight packages, booking SGRs, and it's able also, technology is impacted in such a big way. Like if you have a certain budget, you can just enter into our site and you will be able to put a group maybe of 5, and it will be able to calculate for you for a package where that you need to travel to a certain destination. And also in terms of marketing, you can see right now in terms of marketing, the moment we produce our banners, we share them out there, it impacts a lot of people. People are able to see, like, in this country, this is what has been happening. Like right now, every person is in social media. Someone that is at the age of 70 will be able to see what will be sharing on social media, what will be sharing the reels, the good images, and also the good packages of hotel that will be sharing there. So technology has impacted a lot in our business, and it has also impacted our lives also in terms of getting clients from all along, from local to international. But for the local industry, it has impacted a lot. People are visiting our site on a daily, thousands on a daily basis in order to see what we are currently offering. So we appreciate whatever has been happening, and the technology is current, the way it continues growing, the AI, wherever we are able to shoot good pictures, good images, and good videos in order in terms of for clients to be able to see where we are coming from.
All right, and now when you look at the clientele that you have, from the ages that you have, because we have different generations, we have Gen Zs, we have you've spoken about the 70-year-olds. I don't know how able they are for social media, especially because there are different platforms really that speak to different kind of generations. So therefore, how do you balance your clientele when it comes to marketing? How do you make sure that at least you are covering a person who is 18 years old and a person who is 80 years old? I mean, that's a huge difference. There are very many generations in between. So when it comes to how you balance your marketing from this younger generation to the older generation, how do you do that?
Okay, for what we try to do in us, like we have several different platforms. Like in Facebook, we understand, like from a different perspective and a different angle we look. We try to see most of people from age of 30 going to 70 to 80. These people are normally on Facebook, normally because that's where they receive most of their information. So we try to balance sharing some data. We share through our banners through Facebook, and maybe to create some good reel and good videos. We try to catch attraction in the Gen Z generation in Instagram and also on TikTok, because we understand, like, for right now, from the age of 18, most of these people are in TikTok trying to showcase their talent. So when we post our ad over there on TikTok, it's able to reach a huge gap of the people from the age of 18 to around people from 35. So we'll be able to attract these young people. And when you go also in Instagram, we try also to attract, if you go to our page, you will notice that we try to post publishing different banners from Instagram and Facebook from Twitter. We understand that in Facebook, if I won't call them old, but I'll say that like this age from 40, they don't like to read a lot. They just want to see the picture.
Are you sure?
Yeah, most of them don't like to read a lot.
Yes.
They just see the picture, they get an inquiry. When they make an inquiry from one of our representatives, they make a call, and they are able to explain. We are able to explain to them step by step. But you understand, for people from Gen Z, this generation from 18, and maybe this young age from 12, 13 going onwards, these people like to see video. So when we create such a video, like we recently have Like people are playing golf and all of a sudden giraffes come from nowhere. You see, that's a good attraction. People will understand like, oh, I need to visit this place to understand. And these are young children, they want to go and see maybe the giraffes, the Nairobi National Parks. So that's where we get attraction. Yes.
All right. Thank you for that. And now let's move on and look at when it comes to what we can pick from different countries, what we can pick from Uganda, what we can pick from Tanzania. How do they do their local tourism? How do they leverage on the cultures that they have in order for them to pass on to other different areas? So we as a country, is there something that we can pick from the local tourism in Uganda, the local tourism in Rwanda, local tourism in Tanzania? I believe you've traveled to these places. So when you look at how they do their thing, what is it that we can pick?
I would say in terms of picking from and also benchmarking from these countries, places like Rwanda, in terms of when you learn about their economy is mostly diversified by things like tourism sector. These people are so welcoming. When you go to their cities, infrastructure about transport from moving one place to another, they have said, I had mentioned earlier, let's diversify into our infrastructure and also in terms of the hotels booking and also in terms of security purposes into clients. Like we can borrow from Rwanda, one thing about is how these people manage when us we go there, the way they welcome us, the way they are very favorable to us. When you just enter into the airport, you feel that confidence about entering Rwanda. You can feel the cleanliness, the way the country has diversified to another level. I'm not saying that in our country that we are bad, but we are currently doing well. Another thing that we could learn from them, they have advanced in terms of technology. Things like taxi, I understand it's here, people are able to book them, but there they have gone into an extra mile. You can get some bikes, you just book online, you'll be able to take them all around. They can be able to take you all around. The other thing about them is their guides. They get to understand the language and also the community. They are able to speak a language that is well understood by others. So if what we can borrow in Rwanda to bring them into this country is that we can borrow things like the speaking, the language, different language barriers. Someone coming from France and we don't speak France, we speak English. So it will be easier for someone maybe in Masai Mara to be able to speak a good English. It will be easy to communicate and to share what this community has been doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. And now, when you look at the future and growth of this particular industry, what should we leverage on that is untapped as Kenya going forward to improve this particular sector?
Number one, development. We should focus on development. We should increase the number of hotels in this country. During the high season, we normally have shortage of hotels. As a country, if we take our investment into hotels booking and building more hotels in this country, it will be easier for us in order also for visitors coming into this country in order for them to get hotels. Like right now, we've started receiving bookings for December. By the time it reaches December, the hotels are fully booked. And we are currently receiving more guests on a daily basis. So if we focus on that, we increase on that. And the other thing, we try also to be welcoming and advanced in terms of our cultural activities, something that will help people coming from outside to come and see. It's not just all about the game drives, all about the sandy beaches. Also, our culture is very important. If we focus also on our culture, it will impact a big role in this society. Yes, it will bring a big role. Let's not throw away our culture, focus on the other culture. Our culture is more important. So if we try and focus in that, it will bring a big role in this country and it will bring a lot of visitors.
All right. And now, when you look at marketing and the strategy that we have as a country, is it really working for us? The marketing strategy that we have of putting our tourism and what we have as a country out there. Is it working for us?
As a country, we are not doing a good marketing in terms of it. Our marketing is quite down, very, very low. For now, we are just focused in things that we have been doing all the years. If we could change that and try and do something different, and trying to showcase something different about this country. Kenya is a beautiful country, and it has a very, very huge role in the tourism sector. We are only focused on only one part sector, which is the coastal region and the Masai Mara. If we try and come up with a different strategy of marketing, you see, some years back, if you see how KQ had modified their planes, you could see the big 5 wonders happening in Kenya, the Masai Mara happening, the cultural community. But currently, which are the tourism board, that is standing for the tourism board, and a page that is done by Magical Kenya, you only see that we only do a few. We don't advertise ourselves out there. We don't take people to do a lot of expos outside the country. You know, if we go, we have an expo in Dubai, in Paris. If we go, we show them, this is what you are coming to see in this country. These are the people, these are the beautiful smiles that you are able to see in this country. It can change a lot. That's the way of marketing. Let's, for the tourism board, bring these local tour agents together and send them to do some of the good expos out there, and also to share a lot of ideas that we have with people outside the country. It will bring a lot of foreigners and good revenue for this country.
All right. And now, even as we look at the expos, because I've picked from you, we can be doing expos in different kinds of countries and areas. All right. Now, when we look at what we are trying to achieve as a country going forward, and now that we have, of course, a new year that is coming, we have new events that we are going to be shaping for the rest of the year. When we look at what the government can help in terms of, leave alone even the tourism board, the Kenya Tourism Board, as the government, what are some of the policies that they can bring forward in order for us even to have an advantage when it comes to this particular industry of tourism?
Okay, for that one, for the government, in order to help in terms of tourism sector, is to unite with the local community. First of all, unite with the small business vendors, like for small tourism agents. These are the people who know the ground, literally how it's going. These are the people that will tell you there's a new hotel that has been opened, maybe in Naivasha, maybe in Nakuru, somewhere else. If the government can rely with these young people that are coming up, you know, on a daily basis, people are coming out from colleges, we are getting people from different sectors coming to this tourism industry. If we can impact these young people in order to mentor them for the government in terms of reducing things like licenses, for the tourism sector, give them at least some ideas about how to do this business. And also for us as a young MD, I would also say I'm also trying to mentor other people in order to come for this business, in order to see how we'll be impacting as a life.
All right, you've called yourself Young MD. That's a good one. All right, now, even as we come to a close of this conversation, let us look at the trends that are going to be shaping tourism in 2024. From where you sit, even if it's something that maybe that was done last year, when we close the year this year, what are some of the trends that you look at and say, okay, this is what is going to lead the tourism industry, the local tourism industry? What are some of the trends from where you sit?
For some of the trends from where I sit, I would say that in terms of whatever we had done last year I can recall during the festive season, we had a lot of conference from different counties. Those are trends that we have been doing, but it stopped for a little bit. But come 2023, we resumed to these conferences. And these conferences showcased some different cultural activities. Like, I'll say that a lot of people didn't know that Turkana has a best historical site in this country. People don't know about Lake Turkana, the fishing, and the good manyatas they are there. We had a conference last year over there, and it was quite successful. It did well, and it changed some things. So this year, at least whatever we saw last year, it can bring a lot of visitors from outside the country to this country in order for them also to impact the cultural activities that we are currently doing. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Your parting shot, even as we close.
Okay. My parting shot, I would say, promote the local tourism sector. Try and also travel all along. Just go to our page, Kimbo Tours and Adventure, all our social media pages. You'll be able to see that currently what we have been doing, whatever we have been impacting the community. We also don't leave the community behind. We also do charity also to the community. We try and help the less vulnerable, and also we try and visit some children's homes. Like this weekend, you can join us